Cambridge Analytica chief executive will remain suspended pending an independent investigation. Troubles deepen for Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg over the election profiling scandal. The world's last male white rhino dies, and the state of Yucatan has become a center of foreign investment excellence. Hello and welcome to today's edition of Mexico News Network's Breaking News Business. I'm Elliot Bullman. Let's go to the information. The chief executive of Cambridge Analytica, the political research company at the center of a massive Facebook data scandal, was suspended on Tuesday. The company's board said Chief Executive Officer Alexander Nix would remain suspended pending a full independent investigation into his involvement in what he was filmed describing as entrapping politicians. An undercover reporter for Britain's Channel 4 News secretly filmed Nix offering shadowy services to entrap politicians, as well as boasting about using online propaganda tools, including so-called psychographic modeling techniques to help Donald Trump win the 2016 US presidential election. The undercover reporter, posing as a fixer for the wealthy client working to elect politicians in Sri Lanka, filmed Nix and his colleagues over 4 meetings from November to January. Facebook recently suspended Cambridge Analytica over an incident involving its harvesting of data from 50 million profiles. Cambridge Analytica is said to have used personal data gleaned from tens of millions of Facebook profiles to predict the behavior of individual American voters. The company's board said it would launch an internal investigation into allegations of Nix's wrongdoing and make the conclusions public. In the meantime, Alexander Taylor, the company's chief data officer, will serve as the acting CEO. In related news, Facebook chief executive Mark Zuckerberg is back in the hot seat over revelations that data on millions of its users was taken and used by a company working for Donald Trump's presidential campaign and the Brexit vote. As previously reported, Cambridge Analytica took data from a reported 50 million Facebook users and built personality profiles in order to serve people with political ads to target their inner demons, according to Christopher Wiley, the former CA employee who blew the whistle on the situation, as reported by The Observer and the New York Times on Sunday. Facebook last week banned CA from its platform and announced it planned to audit the company to verify if the Facebook data had truly been deleted, as CA had promised it had been years ago. There's now a tornado of investigations being launched over the matter in the United States and the UK. The truth is that Facebook knows a scary amount of stuff about you. Its whole business relies on watching what you do on Facebook, as well as tracking what you do on the internet via social media plugins like the ability to like a news post on a third-party website and tracking the apps you install on your phone. Facebook keeps track of anything you like as you use its service. Facebook also tracks what you do on the internet. Plus, every time you use Facebook to log into apps on your phone, it tracks that information. After scanning all this stuff you do online, Facebook builds a profile about you, which you can see by clicking on your categories. This is info Facebook shares with advertisers. Facebook also tracks your location, meaning where you are and where you've been, using both Facebook and Instagram. You can tell Facebook not to share your information with some advertisers, but the only way to have Facebook not track any of your activities is to stop using its services, including the other app it owns, like Instagram. It's important to remember that Facebook is free because it makes its money by showing you ads. Moving on. Until recently, the Mexican state of Yucatan didn't sound major league in the international investment arena. But now it's under the spotlight for countries that want to invest abroad, according to Hugo Andrés Pérez Polanco, a member of the team that organized the seminar on international politics at the Modelo University. The event gathered specialists in foreign trade, migration, and other global issues. Pérez Polanco, coordinator of political sciences of the Modelo University Law School, spoke about the impact of this event on the local community and the population of Mérida. He explained that Yucatan has the conditions to attract foreign investment because it features an element that unfortunately many other Mexican states lack: good public safety. This factor is a fundamental pillar, as well as a spearhead for investments and tourism growth in the state. The Yucatan state is turning into a key center for foreign investments, Perez Polanco went on to explain. The seminar focused on raising awareness among the Yucatecan population in the understanding of what is happening elsewhere in the world and the need to strengthen commercial relations with Asia, the United States, and Europe. As Mexico faces a difficult NAFTA negotiation with the United States, the Modelo University community is analyzing the consequences of a possible breakup or renegotiation under President Donald Trump's conditions, to determine what kind of actions the Mexican government must take in favor of migrants living in the United States. And finally, Perez Polanco stated that trading opportunities with China look promising due to the good relation that the city of Mérida and the state of Yucatan have with that powerful nation. In other news, the world's last male northern white rhino has died, leaving only 2 females left to save the subspecies from extinction. The 45-year-old rhino, named Sudan, had been in poor health in recent days and was being treated for age-related issues and multiple infections. The western black rhino was declared extinct 7 years ago as a result of poaching. All 5 remaining rhino species worldwide are considered threatened, according to the conservation group Save the Rhino. Rhino horn is now more valuable than cocaine, heroin, or gold. Depending on where it's sold, the horn can fetch between $25,000 and $60,000 per kilo. The profits in this trade are phenomenal. Powdered horn has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for more than 4 millennia. The nexus of impoverished Africans and corrupt officials working in tandem with East Asian criminals and spies poses a particular problem to traditional law enforcement and requires huge amounts of resources that most African states don't possess. These majestic beasts are immobilized with high-powered hunting rifles before having their horns sawn off while still alive and conscious. They are then often led to bleed slowly to death because poachers don't want to kill them immediately because a dead rhino would attract vultures, and that in turn alerts the rangers. Poachers use military-style weapons, vehicles and helicopters in pursuit of elephants and rhinos, frustrating the efforts of wildlife rangers to stop them. South Africa's Kruger National Park and the private game reserves that surround it have militarized their anti-poaching units, equipping them with aircraft, drones, and sophisticated weaponry. There's a growing consensus among security specialists and law enforcement officials around the world that transnational organized crime is now one of the top global threats facing us, up there with climate change. Pandemics and weapons of mass destruction are also up there as well. But as the fate of the rhino suggests, we're a long way from solving this new problem. This was all for today. Thank you for staying with us. I'm Elliot Bullman. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, and log on to MexicoNewsNetwork.com for more information on Mexico and the world. Until next time.